Hey, welcome to Kung Fu Math channel. In this video, I am going to talk about integer exponents. So I'm going to share with you my whiteboard. Okay. Now remember, when you multiply variable with integer exponent, you basically add, okay, add the exponent. All right, x to the fifth power times x to the 6 is x to the 11. Just add the exponent. Now, when you divide, you're going to subtract. So 5 minus 2 is equal to x to the third power. Okay? Now, let me come to the side and refresh your memory. 9 over 9 is 1. All right, 4 over 4 is 1. When you have the same numerator, denominator, a over a is 1. It really doesn't matter. A squared divided by a square is going to be 1, as long as the denominator is not 0. We're assuming, okay, a is a non-zero. Okay. Now, if you take x5 over x5, again, this is going to equal to 1. And if you use the rule, when you're dividing, you subtract the exponent, you have to subtract 5 minus 5. It's going to give you 0. So what is x to the 0 power? Well, in math, if a equals b and b equals c, then a equals c. That's right. That means x to the 0 power is equal to 1. Okay? Any x non-zero variable to the 0 power is 1. Now keep that in mind. We're going to show you x squared divided by x to the fifth power. How much is that? Well, it's going to be 2 minus 5. And that's going to be minus 3. Now, what is x to the negative 3 power? Now, we know x to the third power means x times x times x. But we really don't know what this is. So we have to explain. So let's look over here on the left. And let's expand this a little bit. As you can see, x squared is x times x. X to the fifth power is x times x times x times x times x. And 2 of these x's cancel with these 2. And you have left over 3 x's, or you can write x to the third power. Now, when these 2 cancel, what's left behind is a 1 as a placeholder. All right, so 1 over x to the third power. Again, this is equal to this, which is equal to this. So therefore, this is equal to x to the minus third power. As you can see, this is a whole number. All right, if you want to write this as a fraction, you can always put it over 1. So therefore, a whole number, which is really a numerator, if you bring it down to the denominator, that negative exponent becomes positive. All right, so let's do a few on the left. On the left side here, you're going to have, okay, let's say x minus 3 is going to equal to 1 over x plus 3. Okay, and if you want to do this, x cubed over x fifth power is x cubed 3 minus 5, which is x minus 2. And we say that's going to be 1 over x plus 2. So that is the rule. Okay. Now, what about when you have, let's say, a minus in the denominator? Well, you could multiply the numerator denominator by y squared. As you know, with fractions, if you multiply numerator denominator by the same thing, the result is equivalent. So this is going to be y squared. When you multiply, you add the exponent. What is 2 and minus 2 is 0. But what is y to the 0 power? Is 1. So what you're going to have is, when you have a negative exponent in the denominator, you bring that what's in the denominator to the numerator, and the negative 2 becomes a positive 2. Okay, so in summary, okay, when you have something that's in the numerator that's negative, and something denominator that could be negative exponent, you can change it and it becomes this. And the reason we need to do this is because in any, okay, exponent, integer exponent, we do not want a negative number. Exponents should always be positive because we know what it means. Y squared means y times y. X cubed means x times x times x. We don't really know what negative means until we change it to a positive. Okay? So that is how we convert a negative exponent to a positive exponent, whether it's numerator or the denominator. Now, further study, since we're on the topic of integer exponent, is when you have an exponent of an exponent. As you know, this means x squared times x squared times x squared. All right, and of course, when you multiply, you add the exponent. You have to add 2 and 2 and 2. All right, if you're adding the same number 3 times, you might as well multiply by 3. So that gives you x to the 6th power. So in essence, you're multiplying the exponent, x to the 6th power. Okay, if you have, let's say, x 5 to the 3rd power, okay, it's going to be x to the 15. And it's the same if you have x squared over y cubed, all right, and you want to square this. You're going to have to multiply 2 times 2, get x4, and 2 times 3, get a y6. And that is the answer. Okay? All right, so that is how you take care of exponent and exponents. Exponent of an exponent, you basically multiply. Okay, one last item is if you have, let's say, 4 over 6, x minus 2, x, y minus 3y, and you're going to square it. Now, again, how do we simplify? We do what's in the parentheses first, and we won't worry about the exponent yet. So dividing 4 by 2 and 6 by 2, you're going to get 2 over 3. That's simplification of 4 over 6. Now we're going to do in the numerator. Now we're going to put in the denominator, and it becomes positive 2. And this negative 3 is in the denominator. We're going to put in the numerator, and it becomes positive 3. So this went to the denominator, this went to the numerator. But of course, the numerator already has a y and already has an x. So you have to take that into account. And that's going to be 2y4, 3x cubed. Now you can square it. All right. Again, when you exponent of exponent, it's going to be y to the 8th power. 2 times 3 is x to the 6th power. Now don't forget to square the 2. Squaring 2 give you 4. Squaring 3 give you 9. Okay, we're not multiplying 2 times 3. No, we don't multiply exponent with a base. The base, this base 3 really has an exponent 1. So it's 2 times 1 is 2. So this is really 9 is 3 square. And this is 2 square. So this is the final answer. Final answer. Okay. All right. So that's the final answer for this. Now, there's one really last thing that I want to show you. And that is, if you have a fraction in the for example, you have y equals x. If you have a negative 1, then if you flip the inside, then this -1 becomes a +1. That's right, it becomes x over y. Now remember, we said earlier, when you have a negative exponent, all you got to do is take this and put into the denominator. All right. All right. And then it's supposed to become positive 1. But what is 1 divided by y minus x? You all recall, is the same as 1 times x over y. So this is 1 divided by y over x, which is really x over y to the first power. So it's x over. That's why that's the answer right there. So in conclusion, whenever you have a fraction, you can have 3x over 2y. And if you have a -2, then all you have to do is, all right, flip the fraction and becomes positive 2. And then, of course, you have to resolve this. And what is that? This will be 4y squared and 9x squared. That will be the answer. Okay, so you have some idea now how to deal with integer exponents. Okay, let me see. One final example, maybe we can put everything together. Let's do 10, 15, x minus 2, y minus 3. Let's do, okay, x and y. And let's do -2. Okay, by the order of operation, we should simplify this first. Simplifying the numbers, we divide both by 5. and that'll give me 2/3. And make this into a positive, put in the denominator. All right, so that's gone. The y is still up there. Y minus 3 on the denominator, we're going to put into the numerator, it becomes +3. And of course, x is still here. Okay, so simplifying this further, we're going to have 2y⁴, 3x³. And as we say, when you have a negative exponent, all you have to do is flip the fraction that's inside, and that'll give you +2. Now, how do you square this? Well, the answer will be 3 squared is 9. You multiply the exponent, 3 times 2 is 6, 2 squared is 4, multiply 2 times 4 is 8. And this will be the final answer to this original, all right, problem, which you are asked to simplify and leaving no exponent negative. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, and we will have other topics which will be of some interest to you. Okay, thank you very much.